Man, got around. OG Savage Prison Tales here. Welcome back to the channel, guys, where you guys know over here, I give it to you real and raw and tough as steel, so you, my friends, know the deal. Henceforth, after the day, you can never feign ignorance of the law, because just because you don't know about the law don't mean somebody won't break your jaw and go deep up in your drawers. Yoko OG has time today, guys. And I'm welcome to the channel, guys. Thank you for your support and your continued patronage. I see my subscriber count is going up, which is near and dear to my heart. I appreciate you guys, man. So I wanted to go ahead and do some housekeeping before we get into topic of today's video, guys. So number one, I want to tell all you guys, man, whether you're youngsters, you're OG, middle of your life, prime of your life, man, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys rocking with your boy, you know, through my tough times. You know, I'm here in Baltimore helping my cousin. He just had total hip replacement surgery. So I'm helping him go to his rehab, his doctor's appointments, going to the pharmacy, to the bank, his shopping. He got a big farm here, man. And we doing the whole Green Acres thing. You know, I do all the, well, now it's snowing. As of this week, it's snowing. But last week I was driving a tractor. I got videos for you guys to see, and I'm raking the leaves, breaking down trees and shit and stumps and all kind of, you know, farm dude stuff, which, you know, that's how you show love, because love is a verb. But anyway, guys, you know, I'm here helping my cousin out, and I'm waiting for my fiance's K1 visa to come to the United States. So I had to get shaven up. You know, I'm going to the United States Customs Immigration Service to do my biometrics and everything, to the next step to get her here. I'm very excited. And I wanted to take the time to tell you guys that I appreciate you guys, man, watching my videos, because you can go anywhere else on YouTube for the lies. But over here, Uncle OG going to give you the truth. So I'm feeling like you guys that's rocking with me. My subscriber account's going up. You want to know the truth. You want to know the real deal. And you don't want to be bamboozled or lied to anymore, man. So I wanted to first and foremost thank you guys. Secondly, I got to tell you guys that the majority of the videos on my current channel are re-uploads from my previous 3 channels that got taken down. So, you know, I re-uploaded the videos. For those of you who are concerned, talking about, hey, OG, you know, aren't you concerned about them shutting down your channel? You re-uploading the videos? Well, first of all, you know, the videos that I got my channel struck down for is because I was telling you young guys, mostly you guys who are full of testosterone and piss and vinegar, I was telling you the pitfalls of chasing after these IG models, these baddies and these hotties and these thoughts and whatever you want to call them, because it can lead you down the path of maximum security prison. And I was just pointing out the realness of my experience and the experiences of other men. Women that are extremely, extremely, extremely beautiful, you know, with the face-wise, and they have the genetics to have a naturally voluptuous body. Some women's just built like that. They don't have a good consciousness of mind. They don't have good morals. They don't have good personality. Matter of fact, they don't work on their personalities. And all they're looking to do is to secure the bag through your dumbass. And here's what I want to share with you. And if you want me to go more into the topics, more deeper into this topic in another video, just put alpha versus beta in the comments. This is the real story about alpha and beta, man. Everybody makes it too complicated. If you're an alpha, that means you hit the genetic lottery. Like either you're really, really tall, you're very strong, you're very handsome, you got a big baloney pony like that. That's an alpha. And then if you have to pay to go on a date with a lady, you're paying to get her nails done, her hair done, all this stuff. You got to jump through all these hoops. You're a beta. Because alpha bucks, man, they do what the fuck they want, which is fuck. And women make rules for betas, and they don't have no rules for alphas. I was a nightclub bouncer for over 40 years. I've seen women meet alphas on the first day, going to the men's bathroom with other men in there, suck and fuck the dude, fuck him in his car, in the back alley, in the bushes, in the fucking dumpster. because dude's an alpha, but then the beta dude comes in there. So what? You got a nice job, you rich, and you got money. If you're a beta, you're a beta. It's called beta bucks. And so if you really want me to break it down to you historically, man, and biologically, then put alpha versus beta in the comments. But basically, that's what got my channel shut down. They said I was doing hate speeches against women, man. Heck, bro, I don't hate women. I love women. But to see, the whole thing is you got to know female nature. And just because, you know, like Belle Biv DeVoe says, you can't trust a big butt and a smile just because a woman's really beautiful. She's got a fat ass. She's got long hair, pretty teeth and eyes. And she just all that. That doesn't mean she's a good person, man. There's a thing on the internet, and I think it's called the beauty matrix or something like that, pretty privilege or something like that. But it shows that people that are beautiful and pretty and handsome you automatically give them, like, you know, the best treatment, and ugly people get the worst treatment. But that's a topic for another video if you want me to go deeper into it. But, you know, what I wanted to say today is thank you guys very much. And like I was saying, most of my videos are re-uploads. I just avoid the topics of talking about women and stuff, or just talk about maximum security prison. But today what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to try something different. As you can notice, I got a new webcam. And then when my fiance gets here, I'm getting a new computer. I'm getting my office hooked up, you know, once she's situated. And I'm gonna be dabbling in AI, man, and different things to raise the level of entertainment. Because while you guys, the 80% of you guys that follow your boy, you've been rocking with me since 2016. You come over here to be educated, enlightened, and illuminated. You come here to get the knowledge, the game of life, bro. But those of you, it's 20% of you want to be entertaining. If the education is not entertaining, man, you click off the videos. I watch the click-through rate for those 20%, because I want to reach everybody. I'm going to up my game. So give me about 3 to 4 months, because I'm currently in the process of writing a book about how I defeated prostate cancer. I got some tidbits in there, some nuggets, man. It's going to blow the wig off. You know, the medical industrial complex here in America, where all they want to do is give you bad things like chemo and radiation and cut on you unnecessarily. And while McDonald's and Burger King and Chick-fil-A is feeding you a bunch of garbage that perpetuates the cancer growth in your system, and there's poison in the water and in the air, I'm going to really break it down. I suggest you guys, when I put it out, when I publish it, I'm going to let you guys know. I suggest you purchase it for your elderly loved ones, the ones you love, or even for yourself, so you can prevent getting cancer. I'm by no means a medical professional, and I'm telling this story in first person vernacular, meaning I'm telling you what I did. I don't never tell somebody what you should do. My channel, I tell you what I've done in my life, what worked for me. And if you choose to do so, be forewarned, because I live like a savage barbarian, man. You know what I mean? Yes, I've learned to get along in society, but you know, man, it is what it is. Savage is as savage does. But I want to try something different here, guys. And so before I get into the topic of today's video, guys, what I want to do, I want to start answering your comments here on this video, because I can't go through and, you know, reply back to your comments, even though I appreciate it. I got a lot going on, man. Like I said, I'm helping my cousin out. He's got a bunch of acres here. Hey, man, I've got my own doctor's appointments, going to the urologist and what's the other one? Oncologist, because just because you beat cancer, you still have to follow what they call as a protocol to keep it in remission so it doesn't come back. And I want to be here a long, long time for my lovely fiance, Zena Yoni. You know, I made her a promise I'm going to stick around for a while. So anyway, I got my own appointments. I got his appointments, dude. I'm writing a book. And just so you know, guys, I was telling my lovely fiance, Zena Yoni, the key to writing a book, you have to write stuff down every day. I want to say it here on YouTube, man, to my valued subscribers, the guys new to the channel. I suggest you start writing a book about your life, and also start your own YouTube channel, because you're documenting your life. This is life. This is your life. If you don't do it, it's not going to get done. You want to record your own life, because as you start writing your life story, dude, it's a metamorphosis. You really start to understand most of the answers you have are within, not without. And also, man, I had to hit up everybody on social media, dude. I'm taking a break. It's called I think it's called a social media cleanse. For the next 3 months until my fiance gets here, I'm not going to be doing anything on Instagram, TikTok. What's the other platforms I'm on? Twitter, X, Rumble. I'm only going to be on YouTube, giving penance back to the universe to help you young dudes not mess yours off. And just so you guys know, man, a lot of older dudes, and I'm not going to say any names because I respect everybody that, you know, hits me up, man, and takes coaching calls, and we just chopping up as men. You know, we got a mastermind group. A lot of older guys be like, man, you wasting your time talking to these youngsters because they hard-headed. They ain't going to listen. They're going to find out for themselves. You should spend your time talking to older dudes that already been to the pen, know what you're talking about is real, and you help them come out, help them to make the transition, because you're one of the only few dudes in American history that come out of prison broken, homeless, with multiple violent felonies, and to rise to the highest heights of corporate America as a vice president of operations for a Fortune 500 IT company, making $300,000 a year. Like that's why most people want me to write my book. But the book I'm writing right now is about how I defeated cancer. But like I said, I'm gonna try something new today, guys. You know, if you like it, man, if you like it, say, you know, hey, OG, keep it up. And if you don't like it, just say, hey, OG, we don't like it. So that way I know I do a consensus based on the comments. But what I'm going to do today, some of my uploads are just going to be answering your comments here so that I can show you I appreciate your comments too. But and then at the end of the day, I'm just going to give you a thumbs up. And if it's a bad comment, I'll give you a thumbs down. But if you don't like this, fast forward to the middle of the video, because, you know, I can't please everybody, guys. And I got some stuff I'm going to share with you guys. But let's get into this, guys. So the first comment says, you should make, it's from Clownface the Enemy. It says, you should make more hour-long videos, OG, as this is badass. Hey, thank you very much. I'm doing a survey today, you know, and based on the outcome, you know, because you got to give the people what they want, as they say it in the movie. What's that movie called? Never Back Down. You got to give the people what they want. Speaking of movies, guys, I had a valued subscriber. If I forget your name, I apologize. They told me to watch the movie Sleeper. Guys, man, I give it not one, not two, but 10 thumbs up, man. That movie Sleeper. I cried, man. It's okay to cry when nobody's around, or you can cry when somebody's around. But it talks about these 4 best friends from New York City, and they got in trouble because they accidentally did great bodily dismemberment, attempted murder on this old dude accidentally, and they got sent to a juvenile maximum security prison like I got sent to, and they got SA'd, man, by the guards, bro. It was brutal, and it turned them into monsters. This is how you show how people become like Ted Bundy, Son of Sam, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, it shows you how these people become the Night Stalker because of the trauma in their past. But anyway, they grew up to become murderers. They just murdering fools. And man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a video breakdown about it. But right now, we're gonna get into these comments. Rob Skis 88 says, another great video, Uncle OG. I have a question for you. You mentioned you were still lifting heavy in your 50s. I'm 51 and I still lift heavy. At what age did you decide to stop all the hefty lifting? Thanks, OG. Okay, Rob Ski 88. I was lifting heavy in my 50s, which is a decade ago. I'm 65 right now, dude. Official, what do you call it? Retiree, dude, or what's that called when you get your AARP, American Associate of Retired People? I'm officially a senior citizen. So once I hit 60, dude, I quit lifting heavy and I got more into, let's just call it aerobic weightlifting, where I do sets of, 20 and 30 reps, and I only rest like 60 seconds between sets. And so my heart's pumping, my blood's pumping. It's better for me. It's better for my joints. But if you still want to lift heavy, I would suggest you do a cycle, not a steroid cycle, but a cycle like it's called pyramiding. So, 1 week you do sets of 30, the next week you do sets of 20, the next week you do sets of 10. The next week you do sets of 5, but don't go below sets of 5, and then you cycle back up. It's called a deload. But anyway, I appreciate that. The next one is John Henderson 7904. Thanks, OG. Hey man, you're welcome, John. Thank you for your continued patronage, man. Modern Day Noble says, OG, my beast mode law is in full effect. My armor's on at all times. Now, thanks to the great Almighty Lord and you. Hey man, appreciate you, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. I appreciate that. I like positivity, guys. One thing I've noticed is now that I switched to the OG Savage Prison Tales, all the knuckleheads, man, is from my OG Silverback channel was mostly gone, dude. Like I only get like 1% of people coming on here with some dumb shiza. And once I check them verbally, practicing verbal de-escalation, hey man, they just never come back, dude, because they can see, like, you know, I'm vibrating at a higher level. I've been studying metaphysics, the law of vibration, dude, you know, different things like this, trying to really become a better person, you know, for not just myself, but my fiance, dude. Lou Matthews 4828 says, bro, a human chameleon, OG changes appearance, interest, and behavior to adapt and survive. But when the blinders are closed, who knows what goes down when the real personality comes out? Hey, man, that's really deep, man. And when I first read your comment, I didn't know if it's like, you know, if you was trolling or you was trying what you was trying to say. But I read it and it opened my mind up, guys. Like when you come over to my channel, open up your mind, open up your ears, and open up your spirit, because I care about you guys. Why? I was a young dude, man. Hey, man, I messed my life off, man. I look back at my life, man, back when I was a teenager in my 20s, and all my 30s was in prison. In my 40s, you know, I corrected my behavior because I got, you know, what's that called, man? Rehabilitated. I rehabilitated myself. But, man, the whole thing is, dude, you have to be a student of human behavior and troubleshoot yourself and look for the answers yourself. But, hey, Lou Matthews, 4828, dude, you on top. I don't know if you study psychology or sociology, anthropology. That's a deep comment. I appreciate you, man. But like you said, I still got a dark shadow side, like Carl Jung says. I work on it. I was telling my fiance, Yoni, that I'm still in counseling, and I'm telling my cousin I go to counseling weekly. I talk to psychiatrists weekly because I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to really be a good dude, man. Like for me. Jonah-_1 says, YouTube unfollow me from this channel. Hey, thanks for letting me know, guys. And just so you guys know, YouTube shadow bans me, and then they unfollow you as well because, hey, man, it's the Matrix, dude. It's a cold game. They don't want you to really, really, really know what's going on, dude. They want you to just be entertained and bamboozled and what's the word called, man? Distracted, dude. Demolition Man, great movie. This is from Vinny Disruptum. You know what I'm trying to say. Thanks, man. He's commenting about, I was asking about a movie. And then JC Truck says the eyeball stab would be a lot of permanent damage done. Yeah, man. But see, this is what I try to tell you, what differentiates my channel from these other big, very big prison channels. If you listen to their content, and while it's funny and entertaining and all that shit, jovial, it's not about maximum security prison. Ain't nothing funny about maximum security prison. Ain't nothing jovial. There's nothing glorious. It's demonic. It's perverted, and it's fucked up. You know, a lot of guys come on here talking about, hey, OG Silverback, man, like you're an intelligent guy. Don't use so much profanity, man. Depending on the subject you talk about, you have to pontificate the point with some profanity, because maximum security prison is pure hell full of sodomites, homosexuals, and perverts, man, and demonic entities that want to pass the demon succubus, incubus up to your anal rectum area into your deep, dark accesses of your soul. Here's Jordan Ray, 1687. He put a 2. Okay, guys, so let's talk about this, guys. On one of my videos, I was talking about, you know, I was going to expose Big Herc and Nate Dogg 917. 916, and then Dirty Weather 916, and what was this dude's name? Crazy Nick. Nah, man, I ain't exposing nobody. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Because, dude, they fucked my life up, man. Let me tell you something, man. I was making between 150. Well, my salary was 150,000 a year, and I was a single dad living in California. And I was working for, I can tell you right now, I was working for Granite Construction. So I was 150,000 a year network engineer. And then I would get bonuses, man. And because I was doing like consulting on the side. So I was making about 50 G's fluid. So 150 plus 50 is like 200. The consulting, I couldn't do it all the time. But when I did it, it was hitting when I couldn't do it, you know. So let's just say I was making 150. Hey, man, the Crazy Nick, man, like Dirty Weather 916, Crazy Nick on me, dude. He fucked my whole life up. Contacted banks, dude. My employers, dude. Made up a bunch of lies, dude. Got me fired and shit. Fucked me up, bro. So I ain't exposing nobody. I'm just doing me, man. So I'm not doing it. And then for those of you who want to know, like the 5-part series of when is the best time to unalive somebody in prison, that's coming after this video here, guys. So anyway, so Blake Taylor 8078 said, Demolition Man, too bad Stallone is a MAGA now. I hear you, man, but thanks for the comment. Radio Aheem Carter 1272 says, if you sell your soul, then you sell your whole. Oklahoma, Alabama, 1546. So true, man. Mr. _0781. What is the link to your new Patreon, or will it be on the old OG Silverback Patreon? That's a very good question, Mr. 0781. I don't put anything on my Patreon, you know. So the people I still have people that donate to my Patreon because, you know, YouTube and social media is viewer-based support. So I still have people that send money to my Patreon. It's like a donation, but I don't have any new content there. I'm not going to put any content there. It's just, you know, I get a alert from Patreon. Oh, you know, Radio Aheem Carter 1272 donated $50. Amen. Thank you, like that. And it just helps me to, you know, get these webcams and things of that nature. And, you know, it just helps me to keep putting out content because YouTube shadow. I'm not getting paid from YouTube, guys. I remember back in the day when I was working for Big Hurt, man, like, you know, I was regularly making like about $2,000 to $5,000 from Big Hurt. He was paying me. Like, Big Hurt's a millionaire, and you get paid per views, click-through rate, and watch rate, and all this different stuff. And then, you know, when on my own, I was making about $5,000 a month on YouTube, and then I'm not counting my coaching calls. I'm a life coach, guys, and I was teaching martial arts and, you know, doing movies and things. And just the money was just coming in, right? So I was doing pretty good until Crazy Nick came along, and then that just changed my life. But, you know, thanks to him, I started traveling because I just got tired of this. You can live in a country where people play like they're a gangster, but they're a wankster because they work with the police. If you're a gangster, there's a clear delineation. Thou shalt not fuck with the police. But, you know, Crazy Nick be all in bed with the police, giving information. But, you know, if you go on his channel, he rationalizes by saying, all dude was a piece of shit. So what? I went and told the police on him. He's a piece of shit anyway. Fuck him. Okay, that kind of rationale, man, it gets you unalived in the hoods where I'm from. You fuck with the police, you a snitch, ninja. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Plaque Handler 187. Merry Christmas. I miss your videos. Would you be able to contact you to have a conversation? Hey, I appreciate that, Plaque Handler 187. And I think this is the main reason I made this video. Listen, guys, I appreciate all you guys, man. I appreciate your support. But as far as you having a conversation with me, dude, like my life, man, is very dynamic right now. I'm not saying yours isn't, but, you know, people always tell me they're busy. They don't know busy. I'm writing a book, dude. I'm taking care of my cousin. I got my own appointments. I'm getting stuff ready for my fiance. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, I got other things, you know, going on as far as I'm taking a master's degree in philosophy online to get my master's degree. So when I publish my books, I have some substance behind my name, you know. So I got to also be doing research and esoteric studies and, you know, studying metaphysics. So my day, man, you know, my days are just like people think when you retire, you just sit around like, you know, twiddling your thumbs and knitting and shit. No. So to answer your question, man, between my travels and all the things I'm doing, I don't really have the time for a conversation. Not saying that you're not valuable. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is time is money. And in order for me to rationalize in my head that I'm taking time away from all these very important things I'm doing, not saying you're not important, but let's get this straight. You have to be the most important thing in your life. I'm the most important thing in my life. I told my fiance, you have to be selfish in this life to accomplish your dreams and goals and aspirations. So time is money. And I learned from Austin Holloman when I went to visit him in Nairobi, Kenya. Hey, man, and just to even talk to that dude, it's $200 an hour. And if you want to have a face-to-face, it's $500 for the day. And the day is 8 hours. It's not 16 hours. And so, you know what I mean? As far as anybody wants to have a conversation with me, what you're going to have to do, man, is hit me up on my Patreon and say, hey, LG, I want to set up a coaching call. That's $200 an hour. And then you submit the 200. Patreon sends me an email, and then I'll get with you. And I'll get back to you with the times and days that work for my schedule. And that's the best I can do. So I apologize, guys. Haram Dayang, one, I want to hear tell all, please. Nah, I changed my mind because I'm not having, you know, if you guys don't know the truth, if you don't know what happened, then, you know, God bless you, because I don't want to bring up anybody's name and get caught up in nothing, because my life is due. My life is doing good right now. Plaque Handler says, no. Gamer Nation 1400 says, Chocolate Thunder had that mindset where he literally told any man, no matter how big, scary, masculine you sure are pretty, right? Yeah. Hey, man, some of these sodomites, man, they're possessed by demons, man. That's why, you know, I don't want to say any names, but some people in my family, they're atheists, like they don't believe in God. And hey, you know what, man, I let everybody see. This is what I told my brother, man, when I was talking to him the other day. I said, people that have not experienced pure evil, I'm talking about pure dark demonic evil. They don't understand. There's got to be a God. I don't know, whatever you want to call him, Yahweh, Jehovah, Yahweh, Anunnaki, the Sumerian, you know, Jesus Christ, you know, Buddha, Allah, Confucius, whatever you want to call him or it, whatever it is. There's got to be good. There's got to be God. But here's how it works, guys. Life is polar opposites. If there's darkness, there has to be light. Why? If there wasn't darkness, how would you know what light is? It was just all darkness. How would you know what light is? There's a contrast. Dude, if there's evil, object evil, it's got to be good. It's just the way it is. So they got these entities that operate in the ether. The ether just means the air. Like, you know, I just want to give you an analysis. Fish breathe, they get oxygen from the water, so the water goes to their gills, whatever, and then they filter out the oxygen. From what I understand, the ether is kind of like that too. It's just we're used to it. You know, I'm not going to say it's a liquid, but it's you got to look up the word ether, man. It's let's just call it a substance that we live in, but it's got electrons, dude, and it's got all kind of energy, and it's got all kind of entities, bro. That's why people that do DMT, you know, they see the lizard people. There's just different vibrations, right? So the ether has all this going on. How do you know this is true? I'm not rambling. Those of you who understand IT, when you're talking on your cell phone, you're sending packets through the ether. Like, your cell phone's not connected to anything. It's just wireless. Wi-Fi is a different type of, you know, I think it's called IEEE something. I forget what the numbers are. And then it goes to fiber optics, and it goes to low voltage cables, all electrical signals. Electricity is in the air. That's why you see lightning and things. But without getting too deep, they have entities that live in the ether, and they're very powerful, and they're very old, they're very ancient. I don't know where they come from. You know, I don't necessarily believe in aliens, but I believe there's entities that are higher than us, and they control our governments and things that go on. That's why there's good and evil. That's why it's nation against nation. Anyway, I'm going to answer 2 more comments. I'm getting to the top of today's video. And Personal 6959 says, Demolition Man. Thank you, bro. And then Yoni Mahal 2023 says, oh my God, this is the flood that entered the South. Hi, Sonny. Okay, yes, honey. And then Dio Brando IN12. OG, what's going on, man? Thanks for the video on the wisdom. Hey, man, you're welcome, man. Yeah. And then Prime Time T8B says, salute, OG Silverback. Hey, man, salute to you, Prime Time. Appreciate you guys, man. Deadeye 23 AOG, is your name by chance Joshua Aldebinger? Nah, man. I don't know if you're trolling or whatever. That's, you know, it's funny to me because I don't know if you're trying to be funny, but hey, thanks for the comment. Apollo TG01, thanks, OG. Hey, man, thank you, man. And the last one, H-Bar, the trucks had no power steering. Yeah, man, when you driving these tractors and shit, and these diesel trucks and shit, and this farm shit, there's no power steering. It's all muscle. So for those of you who stuck with me, man, thank you. For those of you who wanted to fast forward, hey, that's your right, man. You know what? I understand. Time is money. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you value. But the topic of today's video, guys, is going to be a mind-bending experience. In maximum security prison, don't follow a bottom boy unless you want to be his soy boy, pillow-biting toy. So, guys, I'm gonna give you what's called a flashback. We're gonna go way back, and I'm gonna show you a video I'm gonna react to from when my channel first came on. For those of you who don't know, I'm OG Silverback, but now I go about OG Savage Prison Tales because YouTube shut down my channel. They didn't like my hate speeches against women, they said, which I don't hate women. I just tell women how it is. If you're a Barbie, I tell you you're a Barbie. If you're a savage beauty, like my fiance, I tell you you're a savage beauty. If you're a piece of shit, I tell you you're a piece of shit. That's just how it is. But see, in America, you have to be politically correct. But anyway, I want to show you guys the metamorphosis. When I first was on YouTube, I had to wear a gorilla mask because I was working in IT, and I was actually a vice president of information technology, making $300,000 a year, and I was cage fighting secretly after work. You know what I'm saying? So I would just have, I would have what's called duplicitous behavior. I was like Clark Kent and Superman. I go to work and I have on suits and stuff, and sometimes I had a black eye and they go, hey, what happened to your eye? I'm not going to tell you my government name, but I was like, hey, man, I fell on the steps, because I was acting like I was Urkel. Hey, man, I fell on the steps, man. But, in information technology companies, the nerds rule. The goofy Urkel dudes rule. Look at Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. Look at all these cats. They're all nerdy dudes, man. But they got money and power now, so they can hire big savage motherfuckers like me, Neanderthals, to protect them so they can talk shit to you. But yeah, I just, hey, man, I found the steps, man. I was looking, there were some protocols and packets and security intrusion protection. They'd be like, yay, man, you're so awesome. You sacrificed your eye for us, man. Yay to his government name, like that. So anyway, I had duplicitous behavior. And that's why I didn't date any of the women in the office, because I was a vice president of IT. A lot of lovely Barbies wanted to lie down before me, but I was like, no, I had to keep my savage life in secret and separate. So this is a quick peek. So let's go ahead and react to this video, guys. Now we're gonna get into the actual exercises to become a fighter. And so just so you know, this is called plyometrics. This is how you take your whole body and you make it a weapon. You don't actually need a gym. Trust me when I tell you, people make it too complicated. Your body is your gym. So I'm gonna show you team from the front. I'm gonna count out for you. This is 1, squat down here. 2, you shoot your body like legs out like that. 3, you do push up, but you keep your elbows in tight. 4, head up. 5, 6. So guys, just so you know, when I first came on to YouTube, thanks to my nephew, I'm not going to tell you his government name, he turned me on YouTube. And I was teaching guys because, I was very famous or infamous from fighting a lot in prison, dude. All the prisons I went to, I was just breaking dudes off because I was a light-skinned, pretty boy. I'm not from here. I'm from the East Coast. I'm not a gang member. And they had always the dark-skinned dudes thinking that light-skinned dudes is soft. If you had that experience, man, you know, put high yellow in the comments section where if you're a light-skinned dude, dark-skinned dudes automatically think you're a soft motherfucker. And I think it comes down to your racial ethnicity. And I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but I'm part Taino Indian, West Indian, African, and Spanish. So that's the whole firebrand. I'm not half white and half black. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that, but historically in America with the slaves and then the what do you call them, the belly warmers, and then you got the house ninjas and the field ninjas. The house ninjas is light skinned, soft because they closer to the massa, and the field ninjas is dark because they all out there, man, picking cotton and shit and getting beat. So I guess in their mind they said the house ninjas is soft, but I'm not that. I'm not a fucking mulatto, dude. I'm not a fucking Creole. I'm Afro-Latino, my friend, so it's different. I got fire in my blood. But anyway, the dark-skinned dudes always wanted to try me. But how that goes into the topic of today's video, in maximum security prison, don't follow a bottom boy unless you want to be his pillow-biting soy boy toy. Here's the whole thing, guys, man. When you see your homies, man, that's why I call them homosexuals. Hey, man, they act rough and tough, and I want to share this with you. You can never judge a book by its cover, man. Some of the biggest, scariest, meanest-looking motherfuckers is the gay, and there's nothing wrong with being a gay. You know, when you follow Corey Holmes, man, over at the 5150 show, he be exposing cats, man. Some dudes is gay, but they not proud of it, so they in the closet, man. In the closet mean they just keep it to themselves. But, you know, I'm just saying, whatever you are in this life, be proud and shout it out loud. But, you know, I can't tell you how to live this life. I just know, man, in max security prison, you got a lot of big, swole, tattooed up motherfuckers with muscles, murderers, dude. It's gay. They bottom boys, man. So what I'm trying to explain to you is you can't judge a book by its cover because, hey, man, here's a fact check. They don't walk around during the day acting like a bottom boy. They act like they're a fucking soldier, like they're a savage, like they're a beast. And so I just wanted to share that with you because, man, in maximum security prison, as in life, be careful who you take advice from. So what I'm showing you with these videos here from my past, guys, what I'm showing you is, man, you know, those of you who are new to my channel, you don't know the evolution of a silverback gorilla. I got the name Silverback in maximum security prison because the way I was breaking big motherfuckers off. I never broke off a small motherfucker because small motherfuckers never fuck with me. There's a thing in prison called the big man complex. And this is from the Jesse James days. Whenever you go to a new prison, this is how it works. And I got into an argument with somebody I love. But just so you know, most of my family members on my mother's side and my father's side have been to prison. But I come to find out they've been the minimum and medium. Most of you cats on here, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but most of you cats on here think you got stripes and you got weight and you got like, there's this dude named Dubs and all these other cats, these vatos on YouTube, and they making hit pieces about me, Holmes. They're in a protected bubble boy class because first of all, they're gang members, so they got a protection of homosexuals around them so they can talk shit. You know what I mean? It's like you see these AI videos where you got the big mama bear barking at the wolves, and then the little baby bear's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He wouldn't be talking shit if the mama bear wasn't there. These motherfucking gang members, and I'm not talking about Mexicans or Chicanos, I'm talking about in general. I notice when they buy themselves, they shut their motherfucking mouth. So all I'm saying is, man, you know, a lot of these cats, man, you know, they want to act like they hard, but they really not, man. They really soft inside, dude. And I'm just saying, you got to be careful who you take advice from, man. So when I'm showing you, when I first came out on YouTube, when I first came out of prison, I was homeless, dude. And I was living on the streets in a cardboard box. And it was raining. When I got out, it was December of 1999, dude. And everybody was talking about 2000 party over, it's out of time. And everybody was like, oh man, New Year's first, the Mayans recorded the end of the world, 2000, the end of the world. So I was saying to myself, you know, thank you, Almighty God, at least I'm out of prison. I can die like a man. I don't want to die locked up in the cage. Because one time, a couple of times I was in prison, they had earthquakes. you know, because Northern California have serious earthquakes. The guards would just leave. They run out, leave you in there. Hey, dude, you locked up in the fucking cell, and the doors don't open. You in there, man. Let's say they have flooding and shit, man. You just in there dead. You don't want to die like that. You want to die like a man, dude. You know what I'm saying? You want to go out like the Vikings, dude, a glorious death. So anyway, I got out December 1999 and thought the end of the world was coming. I was ready to face it, but I was sleeping homeless, dude, in a cardboard box. It was raining. And so then one of my homeboys was like, no, that's not true. One of my martial arts instructors, man, I went to him and I was like, hey, dude, can I stay in the dojo? Because I don't got nowhere to stay. He's like, yeah, you done being on drugs and shit and killing people and shit? I was like, yeah, I learned my lesson, man. He said, you're a good dude. I don't know what happened to you, because he was my military hand-to-hand combat instructor. He invented his own martial arts. I'm not going to tell you the name, because now I realize keeping my privacy, dude, is woo. Now, the best way you can get to a dude is with his money and his family, and dirty weather and crazy Nick did that to me, so I'm a believer. So anyway, he taught me this martial arts. So it's basically like it was cage fighting before it was cage fighting. He's like, dude, you need some money? Hey, man, they got this thing called cage fighting. So I went to sign up for cage fighting. So just so how it works, guys, whether you try to go to the UFC or what was the other one? American Karate Association, Pride. There's all these other organizations. You got to be somebody from a school. You got to have a name. So what I did, man, they had these promoters was doing underground fighting. So I just started doing underground fighting, man. So what I did was my nephew turned me on to YouTube. I started making a YouTube channel. And then from my underground fighting, I started making money. I opened up my own gym with another murderer. His name was Henry Cortez. It was called Fighters Corner. We opened up Fighters Corner. And we used to hold sanctioned and unsanctioned fights. Like what it means is you got out the pen, you want to make some money. You got $500 on me, put the 500 into a pot. If you win, you win your 500 plus 250 on top. You want to put it back in the pot. You just keep fighting until you lose. And then we were under the Hendersons. The Hendersons was a feeder school, so you had to be associated with a school before you can go to Pride or the UFC. Anyway, I'm in my 40s, man. So the time had passed for me, but the underground fighting gave me money to support myself along with my construction while I was going to college to study IT. So anyway, this is the videos, man, I used to have on YouTube showing, man, the fighting techniques. So let's go ahead and react to this again.
You want to explode up as high as you can, because what that does, it gives you the ATP in your muscle. So then when it's time to go, you got that power, you got explosiveness. So here it is once again from the front. Keep this one in the front of me, then we're going to do it from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last part is the most important. You want to explode up in the air. That way, if you're in a situation where you're fighting, you got to explode the pop. Here it is from the side.
So just so you guys know, when I got out of prison, man, when I was in prison, I was 320 pounds. Winning all the powerlifting competitions, I was still doing martial arts, but then I had one of the counselors in prison tell me, man, if you think you get out of prison, you're going to get a job with 320 pounds, no neck, looking like that. You fooling yourself, man. So then I just went to this metamorphosis. Also, they took the weights in prison, so I started doing more burpees and plyometrics, pull-ups and dips, running and shit, man. Frog leaf, salamander walk, all that kind of stuff. They do that shit in prison. So when I got out, I was about 198 pounds. That was my fighting weight. So back then, I was in really good fighting weight. But I wanted to share this with you, man, because the reason I'm telling you about my past, so you can see the evolution to my present. But the whole thing is this, man. In maximum security prison, here's an easy rule. It's an easy rule that if they don't have the life you want, don't waste your time in life listening to them. Anybody you listen to, even me, dude, if you don't want to be an IT executive or a vice president and making $300,000 a year and traveling the world and experiencing life and rubbing elbows with rich people, dude, and doing martial arts competitions, bodybuilding competitions for all the time. If that's not what you want to do, then I mean, you take my advice with a grain of salt, man. Nobody knows it all. All I'm here to do is offer you insight into the mind of a monster and what I experienced, dude, that traumatized me, so you don't end up being traumatized. And one thing I did notice in maximum security prison, man, all the leaders you follow are the homosexuals, drug addicts, man. And they bottom boys, but they don't portray it, because then when you fresh to the pinta, Holmes, if you see your homeboy or your fucking, you know, your shot caller, Holmes, or your somebody you look up to, homie, your big homie is a bottom boy, and you fresh from the street, because the mindset in prison is totally different from the mindset on the street. Homosexuality is not glorified on the street, Holmes. You glorify when you got a bunch of highness, Holmes. You got a bunch of bonita highness, Holmes. You the man like that, not somebody pumping you in your cheeks, my friend. So I just wanted to tell you this, man. You want to pay close attention to the words, actions, lifestyle, and deeds of your leaders, coaches, mentors, teachers, and homeboys, and OGs, as their actions speak louder than their words, man. So unfortunately for you guys, my YouTube channel, OG Silverback, got shut down. I found some of these, man, on my phone. Actually, I'm cleaning out my phone because my screen is cracked. I got to trade it in to get another phone, but they're going to give me less of value for this trade-in, but I got to clean it out. But I found this on my phone. I wanted to share with you guys the journey, the hero's journey that I went through. So here's my actions, guys. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to times 10. I want to tell you something, folks. When you can do 500 of those, you'll be in shape. So, you know, I'm not saying somebody's going to put negative comments in the comment section about the 500 burpees, but I'm going to tell you, if you got any uncles or homeboys or brothers or cousins or friends that been in prison, or they've been in the military, or they did any type of mostly BJJ or cage fighting, burpees is the staple of the warm up, the conditioning exercise. So here's what we do. And in fighter corner, we do 1 burpee once, and then we get up and we go down. 1, 2. Then we get up and we go down. 1, 2, 3. Then we get up and go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you add that up, man. You keep going all the way up to 10, then you come back down backwards like that. Just add it all up. If you don't understand the math, you do 1 burpee, then you stand up, then you go back down. You do 2 burpees, you stand up, you go back down 3, all the way up to 10, then you come back down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You add that up, man. Those are hundreds of burpees we do them before class, in the middle of class, after class, to get your heart pumping, your wind, dude, and your explosiveness. Like when you do a burpee and when you sock somebody, dude, the explosiveness, crazy. You be thinking to yourself, I'm like Neo from the Matrix. I'm just knocking dudes' jaws off. So anybody that does burpees on a regular basis and goes into the cage and gets punched and kicked and slammed and choked out, your actions, dude, demonstrate who you are. And this, if you ever associated with real UFC fighters, cage fighters, man, they got a calm demeanor. Even if they're animated like me, let's say like Conor McGregor or whatever, you know they'll beat the fucking shit out of a motherfucker, man. So that's all I'm saying. I'm giving you a blast to the past to show you how my channel was when I first started. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. I know what you're saying. Hey, OG Silverback, that's impossible. I know people can do 500 in a set. And they're cage fighters, MMA fighters, real warriors and beasts. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. You guys that write in and say, I talk too much. I'm always talking about mentals. This physical thing is not complicated. It's all about how much work you put in, homie. There ain't no magic pill. There ain't no magic machine. You gotta eat right, homie. You gotta put your... So this is what I'm saying to you youngsters, man, and you guys in the prime of your life, your middle-aged dudes, man, your OGs, your silver circles, man. Listen to this, guys. You always have to pay attention to the person that you're listening to or you're looking up to. Pay attention to their words. And if their words and deeds are not congruent, dude, there's an incongruency there. And that should be a rise for a red flag for you to start investigating further, dude. For those of you who had the pleasure of doing coaching calls with me, I've coached, man, hundreds of dudes on how to get into IT and make six-figure jobs like that, dude. How to go from being a wimpy bitch boy to, being very confident about yourself and stop dudes from bullying you. How to go from a beta male motherfucking doormat with women walking all over you, friend zoning you and just using you for money, and all you get to do is smell their farts, to become a fucking lady killer and a slayer of women, dude. It's all up to you. I got a plethora of knowledge. Whatever you want to learn, dude, it's up to you, because let me tell you something. Games be sold, not told. And even though I appreciate all of you, I value all of you, time is money, man. I spend too much time. I'm helping too many people in my personal life, dude. I got stuff going on. If you want to get the gems and the knowledge, you're going to do the $200 for an hour coaching call. If you see fit not to do it, baby, that's on you. Because let me tell you something. One thing I do know for sure, water is wet and fire is hot. In 2026, man, I'm going to publish this book on how I beat stage 4 metastasis, prostate cancer. What that means is metastasis means it's went all throughout your body. It was in my bones, dude, my lymph nodes. I was fucked up. They gave me, look here, guys. They gave me 2 to 5 months to live, and they gave me this thing. Look, it's called an advanced directive. If you don't know what advanced directive is, that means you get all of your motherfucking, you get all your business in order, like your life insurance, dude, your burial plot, you write out your will, all that shit. And through the grace of God, I know some homeopathic doctors, man, from my days in cage fighting and martial arts competition and from doing movies in Vegas and in LA. I know some very powerful people, man. They gave me the tools and the protocols necessary. And even some of my valued subscribers, man, I want to shout out Sean, dude. He's a truck driver. This dude's really smart. He gave me some really good information. It was right up there with the homeopath doctors. It's actually even better, to be honest with you, Sean. Thank you. And I took all of that. I was telling my fiance, Yoni, I took all of that. I combined it together. I condensed it down, distilled it to what was the core that all of them were saying. I applied that in my life. 6 months later, dude, I'm cancer free, bro. And I'm so strong and powerful now. I'm back to running and then martial arts, lifting lights, weights and shit, man, doing my yoga and shit. Waiting for my fiance to get here. So, as part of my karmic debt, I'm going to write this book to share the information, but it's like it's not free. People have to buy it. But hey, like I said, games to be sold, not told. I'm going to publish this book. And once you see I published this book and I got my master's degree in philosophy to go along with my master's degree in theology and female psychology, I have what's called a triple master. I'm trying to get my PhD, but the PhD thing, you got to write a thesis. It's a whole trip, man, a whole hierarchy you got to go through. I'm going to look more into it, but right now I don't have a forward-thought. But anyway, I wanted to share with you, man, whoever you follow, you look up to, like really, you don't have to tell them, but just really step back and listen to what they're saying and look at their actions. If their words and deeds and actions, dude, aren't in alignment, and I told my lovely fiance Yoni this in this life, because we watched Game of Thrones like 10 times. And there was this dude named Littlefinger. Hey, man, he talked real smooth and nice. Yeah, I'm going to help you. Make sure they don't bother you, don't want me. And he was the craftiest motherfucker in the world. But then there's one dude named Dog or whatever his name was. He had a burnt face. My daughter said I'm him. I think his name was Hound. He had a burnt face. Hey, man, he talked me. Hey, man, fuck you. Shut the fuck up. You had arson. But his heart was kind. So in this life, guys, I want to share this one important thing, guys. Don't listen to a person's words unless their deeds align with their words. Because if they have incongruency, dude, they're a charlatan, dude. And all they're trying to do, man, is go deep up in you, man. So let's finish this off, man. If you pay attention to people, dude, like you really pay attention, you stop glorifying them. Oh, he's the OG homie. He's the shot caller. Hey, homie, he's the jefe. He's the El Jefe. He's the El Capitan, El General, all that. No, you got to sit back. He's just a human being like you, man. That motherfucker poops every day and shit, man. You got to pull his pants down to poop. You know what I mean? He passes gas, he pisses, and he got to drink water and shit. He got to sleep. He's not an immortal dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not a Nephilim, bro. He's not an Anunnaki. He's none of that. He's not a hybrid, you know. He's none of that. He's just a human being, bro. He just happened to be in the game longer than you, doing bad shit to people. He got a karmic debt. Now he's trying to pass it on you by getting you hooked on drugs. Fuck your life out from prison. He's going deep up in you, talking about, and you're talking about, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, home, you're not part of the familia. Once now you're going to know. It's like when you become part of the fucking Freemasons. On the surface, you're doing good, man. Community watch, you helping old ladies cross the street, taking out trash for old dudes and shit, policing the neighborhood. But then as you get higher up in the organization, it gets darker, dude. Just like in any martial arts, when you get your black belt, now you have arrived into the dark secret arts, dude. Martial arts is deep too, man. You get into ninjutsu and jiu-jitsu. I'm not talking about Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I'm talking about ancient Chinese, Japanese jiu-jitsu. There's some dark shit, but the higher you go up in any organization, look at what's going on. I'm not trying to be political here, but look at what's going on with President Trump and all the politicians and the Epstein files, right? Look how, man, nobody's talking about it, man, because everybody was fucking with Epstein because, dude, let me tell you something, man. I learned this firsthand. To get anywhere in the world where you want to be a shot caller, big baller, make the ladies holler, you got money and power and fame, dude, you got to sell your soul to the dark side. I don't want to call it the devil or Satan or Lucifer. I don't want to get into all that for all you atheists. All I'm saying, there's a dark side and there's a light side. I've been on the dark side. Now I'm gravitating toward the light side the last quarter of my life, dude. And one thing I know for sure from being in Hollywood, man, when you want to get these big roles or you want to become president of the United States or you want to become a multi-billion dollar fucking tycoon, you got to do homage to the dark side entities, bro. And part of the dark side entities is they sacrifice young girls and they do this thing called adrenochrome, man. Adrenochrome. Where they make the girl really, really scared. They grape her and shit and grape her and beat her. And then right before they kill her, man, they suck out her blood and they drink it, bro. It's a trip. Now, for those of you who don't understand, there's esoteric things. Hey, skip along, little poopy pants, because you're not ready for the real. But for those of you who want to be illuminated and educated and enlightened, dude, open up your mind. Start researching, man. The President of the United States, man, and the Skull and Bones Association, and how all the presidents is related and they're blue bloods from the Illuminati and the Anunnaki, dude. You got to look past your fucking gang banging, drug dealing, all that fucking cardinal shit and start to look about, hey, man, why are you here on this life, man? Why are you here on this earth? What you want to do with your life? And how many people are you helping, dude? The bottom line in life, you want to help more people than you hurt. And I've hurt so many people. Now I'm trying to help you guys. But the main thing I want to tell you when I end this video is, man, you pay attention to people that's want to be your guru or your leader or your mentor or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And you listen to their words. You listen very closely. And then you see if their words match their actions. And if they don't, you want to dig deeper. Even if they do. Man, don't take nothing as the gospel, dude. I've been trained by Brian Tracy and Jim Rohn and Anthony Robbins and Zig Ziglar and the dude that wrote The Compound Effect. I forget his name, man. Darren Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Some of the great leaders of this world. Steve Hillier, Curtis Thomas. I've had some of the greatest mentors sit me down because they saw something in me and they beat it into me. And I was used to fight and resist. But then the more I listen and I look at their lifestyle, man, they had the big mansions and the boats and the fucking yachts and the fucking planes and shit. But once I aspired to this, I was telling my fiance, Yoni, once I aspired to those high of heights, bro, we all got different things that drive us. That don't drive me, man, having mansions and jets and the fucking yachts and all that fucking shit. What drives me is to help the youth, man, to the ones that are lost and turned out, man, to find a way. Because even if I can only just help a handful of young dudes, like you should see in my emails, the young dudes think, hey, LG, thanks for helping me get an IT job. Hey, man, thanks, man, for teaching me how to be good with women. Hey, man, thank you, man, for teaching me how to be, rely on myself, man. Thank you for teaching me how to be a man. Dude, I got hundreds and thousands of emails, guys. That's what floats my boat. Because money, I'm gonna make money, dude. But the bottom line is this, man. Let's just wrap this up. Listen to this.
Reps in how many you gotta sweat, you gotta make your muscles hurt. And when you can do that every day, do those burpees. Try to do one more day every time. Till next time, OG Surf back out, motherfuckers.
So the moral to the story is, dude, it's a Grecian philosophy. Sound mind, sound body, sound spirit. When you have those, man, it's as close as you can to being equal, because nothing's perfect. Nothing's a perfect trifecta, but you want to strive for this. Then your life, you're going to be trying to help more people than you hurt. You're going to try to go in and find the answers more than outside. You're going to look to elevate your thinking and lead with love and not hurt people. And once you start vibrating on that level, one thing you know for sure, in maximum security prison, you won't be falling the bottom, boy, unless you want to be his soy boy pillow biting toy. Because you're going to realize, like I did, wow, I fucked up and I made a mistake. I didn't listen to nobody. I had people telling me to quit shooting people and robbing people and kidnapping people and torturing drug dealers to get the fucking money and the combination safe. But I had demons telling, hey, man, fuck them. They fucked off your bouncing career, your bodyguard career, dude, your personal training career, and your real estate career. They owe you, man. So if they don't want to tell you, man, what's in the motherfucking safe, motherfucker, they don't want to tell you what's in the motherfucking combination, motherfucker, then you take them motherfuckers, man. Let me tell you something. You cut a dude, man, under his fucking chin like that, and you grab it. Hey, man, you can practice this on some chickens. You get a whole chicken with the skin on it and just cut the skin open and grab it, man, and just rip it off. You can rip the face off. You can rip dude's skin off like in the movie Game of Thrones. They would rip dude's skin off. And the demons taught me how to do that. Yeah, he don't want to tell you the combination to the safe. Cut underneath his fucking chin like that, and rip his face up when his face is halfway up. I tell you want to know. But some motherfuckers is hard because they on coke and shit, and they on crystal meth. They just numb. But you go ahead and you take this motherfucker and you stick it in his fucking eyeball and you start digging in. Man, he'll tell you his combination, his social security number, and his blood type, motherfucker. It's for those of you that's really, they think they really, really hard. You grab his motherfucking, his Pito Largo, and you cut off one of his balls and you shove it up his nose, dude. Woo! He'll tell you things you don't know and things you don't want to know. But one thing for sure, when you get to that level, it's on some demonic shit. And one thing I want to tell you in parting, guys, is be very careful who you listen to, man. And this is the golden rule. When you look at them, if you can't look at their life and say, this is the life I want, then dude, find another mentor and keep looking until you find the right one. So if you stuck this far, man, in the video, man, thank you guys, man. Much love. And until next time, OG Savage Prison Tales out.